So the scripture for today is from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 34, verse 7, and it reads, "His eyes were not weak, nor his strength gone." And the meditation is the following. For the most part, we have our brightest dreams during our young years. When we begin the day and our gaze is not yet clouded, we see the promised land in all its beauty. But Moses was an exception in this regard. He had his brightest vision in his declining years. His young years were full of danger, anxiety, difficult struggles, and petty concerns. And only prior to the sunset of his life did the vision of the future glory and the promised land open up before him. So when his energy was at its greatest, his gaze was clouded with doubt, whereas in extreme old age, all doubt and all fear vanished, and his eyes were not weak, nor his strength gone. Oh, if it were only given to us to fulfill the feat of renunciation in our lives, the hour of death would also be illuminated for us in a vision of heavenly glory. There is something in our spiritual life which does not become weaker with years. On the contrary, as our physical strength fades, this something constantly grows until it leads us to that height from which we see our promised land. What can give us the strength to climb Mount Nebo? This all-conquering strength is love. If there is no love in me, says St. Paul, I am nothing, in his first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 2. And the gift of prophecy and all knowledge, and even the greatest power of faith, will all be useless if we do not have all-powerful, all-encompassing love, which will survive everything and conquer everything. And approaching the sunset, even if our reason becomes weaker, our minds duller, our consciousness cloudier, the eyes of our heart will gaze more and more clearly, and the second youth of our soul will begin. Instead of descending into the valley of tears, the evening hour will lead us to the mountain top, from which we will see the sunset illuminated by a new dawn. We will return again to a simple childlike faith, which is hidden from the wise and intelligent, and a spring song will sound in our heart, despite the winter surrounding us. Then, bewildered by the miracle which has taken place, we will exclaim, "Where, O death, is your sting? Where, O hell, is your victory?" As St. Paul says in his first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 55.